Oh, I love this talk. Would you rather start an NFL team with the back seven or the front seven on defense? I would go back seven for a few reasons. One, it's cheaper. Defensive backs are cheaper than defensive linemen. And I believe that a great defensive backfield enhances a mediocre pass rush, just as a great pass rush enhances a mediocre secondary. They have the same effect. So you want to me invest in that back seven because those are the seven players that play pretty much 100% of the snaps. Your safeties, your corners, your linebackers, with the exception of the nickel and the strong side linebacker who split time. But basically, those are the guys who play 100% of your snaps. They need to be great. You can have a platoon on the D line, run defenders and pass rushers. You can do that. It's kind of what the Patriots do. Furthermore, the way NFL offenses are going, remember, Shanahan builds his defense based on what stops his offense. And his offense is old school. Two backs, quarterback under center, like it's 1985. The rest of the league is going to spread college style shotgun offenses. I mean, you see shotgun more and more and more and more and more. And the whole reason behind the shotgun, I mean, Bill Walsh never used it, but if he was a coach today, he would. And the reason that teams use the shotgun is because you know that line in what's that? Dazed and Confused. I keep getting older. They stay the same. It's like that. Defensive linemen keep getting more athletic, and offensive linemen kind of stay the same. Every year, these pass rushers are more and more explosive. 260 with 6% body fat runs a 4.5. I mean, there weren't as many guys like that in the 80s as there are now. Every team has a 6'5" guy who's 260 and has a 45-inch vert and runs a 4.5. Every team has that. So that's different than 1988 when it was just Lawrence Taylor, really. And now, like the offensive linemen, I mean, yeah, there's Trent Williams, but most of the guys kind of look the same as they looked 30 years ago with a little bit more chunk on them. So if the discrepancy, the disparity, the athleticism disparity is growing between O-line and D-line, you got to help the quarterback out. You got to get the ball out of his hands quicker. No more under center, 7-step straight drops. You don't see that anymore. It takes too long. Get in the shotgun. Ball's in your hand, ball's out. Most of the time. And offenses that commit to that, like the Cardinals, that do a lot of quick passing from the gun, and they just totally neutralize your defensive line because the ball's out before the D-line can get out of his stance. The ball's out before a nickel blitz who's unblocked can hit the quarterback, can even sniff the quarterback. There's so many ways that you can scheme around a great defensive line. But if you have 3 top-notch corners, 2 top-notch safeties, 2 top-notch linebackers, no one's open. Who do you throw the ball to? No one's open. And then the quarterback has to hold it. He has to hold it. He has to hold it. And now your mediocre pass rush can get there. So now it works either way. The Niners do it the other way, and it's worked for them. But you see, when teams can wear down the pass rush, it's a free-for-all. So, I mean, I guess there are ways to scheme people open against man-to-man coverage, rub routes, crossing routes, things like that. But if you can mix it up, disguise it a little bit, if you have a great coordinator too, mix man and zone, confuse the quarterback a little bit, and have sticky lockdown coverage across the board, no weak links, well, then you got a great defense. You can win that way. That's what the Patriots do. It's what the Seahawks do. It's what it's what the Ravens do. So, I mean, you can do it the other way. It's just defensive linemen are really, really expensive. Super freaking expensive. Nick Bosa is going to cost $30 million a year. No DB is going to make that kind of money anytime soon. So it's just cheaper. I'd go the cheaper route. But that's me. So you'll have Stephon Gilmore and Deion Jordan. No, you can do better than Deion Jordan. I mean, the Seahawks got Bruce Irvin, like, off the discard pile this offseason. He had 8 sacks last year. He's had experience in their system. He's a good player. So, I mean, he could have more sacks this year than D Ford, given what D Ford goes through. You have to have a good coordinator too. You can't just have good DBs and be like, well, we're good. You need to have a guy like Todd Bowles or Vic Fangio. You need to be able to. How much do I bench? Adams will be expensive also. Yeah, he'll cost like $20 million a year. Nick Bosa will cost 30. Good. Okay. All right. Good luck trying to sign Jamal Adams. Good luck trying to sign Nick Bosa. His brother got $27 million a year. Most people agree that Nick Bosa is better. Nick Bosa is not going to get paid for like another 3 years. He's going to get $40 million. He's going to get $100 million. Okay. That's what Nick Bosa is going to get. Good luck. 2 years. 2 years on Nick Bosa. 40 time. I ran a 4.51 when I was 18. When I first got to college, I told my roommate that I ran a 4.5. He didn't believe me. We went out to Ash Stadium at UCLA. It was on the composite track, and I was wearing spikes, which is cheating because I don't know if anyone's ever run a 40 on grass and then tried it on the composites track with spikes. You'll shave off at least a tenth of a second, maybe 0.15. So maybe I was like on a football field, I was a 4.6 dude, but that night at UCLA, I ran a 4.51. I blazed that track up. It's true. It's a real story. If I had to do it now, I'd probably run a 4.8 and probably tear both Achilles.